Greetings to all. It's been a while, but I'm back to do these North Pole symbolism, center, Earth breakdowns. It's going to be a series, probably 2 or 3 videos. It's a lot of knowledge packed in, so easier for me to do it in a couple videos. Everyone's still tuning in or seeking me out, sending me messages. Appreciate you all. And even though they've shadow banned the hell out of this channel, as soon as it really started growing, because of the type of connections that I make, they'll make sure you're not able to reach anyone. So here we go. This is the North Pulse, part 1. We live in a big apple, a Taurus field. It's a big apple. And New York, with the big apple, that's another one of those words hidden in plain sight. It's a big apple. It's a Taurus field. Here's a perfect example how some of these top musicians or whatnot that are connected to a cult understand some of these secrets about our world. Look at this Metallica album cover. You're looking at a Taurus field, looking at a magnet in the middle. What is it called? Death magnet. This is North Pole symbolism right here on this album cover. And if you want to get even deeper, going into the concept of where your soul goes, where the light goes when we pass on to the center, being pulled magnetically, because our soul is electromagnetic. This album cover, the name is called Death Magnet. So it's highly advanced knowledge just on this cover here and in the name. Not just an album cover, guys and gals. So years ago when I came across people like Santos, Jordan Maxwell, Phil Valentine, some others. These guys taught me key important things about breaking down this world and understanding words, figuring out what they mean and what they used to mean. And all these words have frequency attached. They change the words to disguise the truth. But if you could break them down, helps you connect the dots. So thanks to all them. So for instance, the word globe, there's truth in the lie. So they call it a globe. You don't live on a flat plane or a flat earth or a concave earth, dummy. You live on a globe, they say. Well, think of a snow globe, a plane with a dome over the top of it. And they program that word into our heads, and we associate it with a globe, meaning the earth ball flying in space. Again, a globe, think of a snow globe, a globe, a plane with a dome over it. The Taurus field's a big apple. They call it a globe. And they're always teasing you with the symbols. That's why they're so important. That's why I teach symbolism, study symbolism. And also the word planet, plane is in the word planet, or a plane net, planet with a plane with a net or a dome. Everything's all in the words. That's why when you hear certain things, it resonates, like, damn, that makes sense. Yeah, you didn't look at it, but when you look at it, can't unlook, can't unknow the truth. So again, we'll get into the word plane, because the word plane or the word planet, the etymology breaks down to this word called pel. That word means flat, to spread. Find a lot of truth in the soul lure system, especially how they play on words with everything. Soul lure, solar system. And why I was pointing that out is more computer terms, terminology. Think about that word again, system, solar system, like a computer is a system. And if you think about stem, like attached to a tree of life, magnetic pole, we're also going to get into how the alchemical symbols tell you a story on how the world really works. And they give us all the mythological names in all different countries, all referring to the same beings, demigods, demons, whatever you want to call them. They call them gods. So, for instance, Lucifer, sulfur. So why I say that is, let me show you, seen before if you've looked into this. Here's Lucifer's sigil, the symbol. A sigil is a symbol. And then here is sulfur. And so one of the symbols for sulfur is also the satanic cross, Lucifer's sigil, and then it's also Leviathan's cross. This is all Lucifer's sigil. Another word, play on mythology, is atmos, and we get the word atmosphere. Also means ether, or like the upper air or sky, and also refers to a mountain. So if you're thinking like the North Pole or the Black Rock, the Black Mountain, Magic Mountain, or Magnetic Mountain. But back to Lucifer. What is Lucifer? His name meaning Greek mythologies. Morning star, obviously planet Venus, or light bearer. In Greek though, phosphorus. Interesting, huh? More alchemical meanings of these mythological gods. Phosphorus, Horus, the sun god. In my opinion, this ties into the light being projected from the center. And this paints a picture of how to create and the makeup of the world and the realm we live in. So I had a question. Can you make light with different metals and electricity? Yes, you can make light with different metals and electricity, primarily by creating a simple battery like a lemon battery with zinc, copper to power an LED, or by using metal conductivity in a circuit with a bulb where resistance makes the filament glow hot, or even by generating current from changing magnetic fields, generators, or light itself. And later I'll get into word breakdowns that tie into this, so just pay attention. Another question. Can you make light with magnets and metals by using the principle of electromagnetic induction? Yes, you can. Moving a magnet near a metal coil like copper wire generates electric current, which can then power a light source, often by heating a filament or lighting a LED. Through creating enough power for a bright bulb needs significant motion, like in a generator. So if you think about, again, the torus field, the torus field spinning, creating the perpetual motion. What we're on is some sort of technology or a computer. In the center, there's a generator. And just like a computer or a supercomputer is cooled, like a nuclear power plant is cooled with, they use water. They usually build them next to the oceans or next to a lot of water. So the deep water flowing underneath is to keep the system cool. You also have a lot of heat and electricity and light going through the system, magnetic ley lines, volcanoes being exhaust pipes for the black sun. We'll get into some etymology, bounce back and forth. It'll be a little all over the place. It's all about the same topic. It all ties in. So the word north ties into the word, through etymology, hell. Like the Santa stories, obviously Santa and Satan. Santa is at the North Pole, Satan's in hell. Same story. So the word north, you could also scramble it, still pretty much get throne, like the throne of God. And the word throne is the word north, minus the E. It's also the word thorn, the crown of thorns, northern, northern. And like Jordan Maxwell said, the judge wears the black robe representing Saturn, the center. When they lock you up, they charge you with a battery. They charge your batteries. Thanks, Jordan. So the word battery, battery, Tori, it has that word Taurus in it. So again, is the light of the world projected from the true center, the center of Earth? I find it interesting. When you mirror a laser beam off of something like glass or a dome, it's like it magnifies it, makes it hotter. So when we see the sun up there, are we actually seeing physical sun, or are we seeing the beam of light hitting a point and again acting as a magnifying glass and ricocheting back down, making it hot? And also, of course, the earth itself is producing the heat. Just like in your chakras, you got the heart in the center, the word earth. It's a generator. And the gene, the generator, also has the Torah in it, generator, a Taurus field. So let's look at that word pole. The real definition, not the first thing you see when you type it in Google or whatever. Pole, either extremity of an axis or of a sphere, and especially of Earth's axis. Either of two related opposites, a point of guidance or attraction. Either of two terminals of an electric cell, battery, generator, or motor. I don't know if you remember this from an old video, but I broke this word down. And it was a mind-blowing moment when I realized it, that simply the word pole ties in and means generator. One or two more regions in a magnetic body at which a magnetized body at which magnetic flux density is concentrated. The key right there is either of two terminals of an electric cell, battery, or a generator. Just talking about the word pole. But the words don't mean what we always assume they mean. Some other pole words that have the true meaning of the world and the energy and the power of the world hidden right in the word: pole ice, police, policy, pole icy, politics, pole ticks, pole star. So the word pole star referring to the North Star, the pole star. See, the word pole star and the word pulsar, it's the same. So the pole star, in my opinion, this is only speculation, we're just theorizing, right? Maybe they won't shadow ban for saying that. As long as I say that, should be good now, right? So the pole star is a pulsar, that beam of light, that energy, that pulse. So much symbolism shows this concept. Here's just one though, the sour cream. Sour cream that you've used before, the daisy. Now look at that eye in the middle and the beam of light coming from the top. We're going to get into some corporate symbolism coming from the elite, most powerful organizations and corporations in the world. And they will show these North Pole or center pole symbolisms. And I couldn't find it, but there's an ancient symbol for Earth that is showing an apple. Mother Earth, then computer term, motherboard, motherland, Mother Mary. One of the orders out of the Vatican, arrow with an apple going through it. Taurus field. Or apple itself, apple logo, taking a bite out of the apple. Possibly symbolizing tapping into the Taurus energy, the pole, the center pole energy, the pulse. And an old name for Earth is terror, right? They just use it now as terror plane, extra terror, extra land. Computer terminology, terabyte. I found an old map, I have it in a picture frame, and I'm sure you could just find them online, of terror written across the map. Here's mine right here. So, you already know that Masonic G, that compass, makes a 360, 3-6, makes a circle. And the G in the middle, the God, the genie, the generator. We'll go back to that when we get to the corporate logos and symbolism breakdown. The word century. This is referring to the secrets of the North Pulse, or the center pulse. Century is the word. You've also seen it spelled century, C-E-N-T-R-E. Century, center tree. Century, center tree. The word synergy, center energy. Centric, center trick. Electric. The word senator, senator, center, has the Tor in it, the Taurus field. Battery, Tory, like I mentioned, Taurus field. Mythology god Electra, electric. Kobe Bryant knew these secrets. Look at his book cover. The tree of Ecroft backwards is the tree of force. This is a movie cover for this movie. I thought it was interesting. You got the bullseye or the horn going through, and you'll see that horn or bullseye symbolism, or the bull symbolism, and it's representing the North Pole, the center pole, the bullseye. Coat of arms for one of the black nobility families, the House of Borgia. It's a red bull, just like in Lamborghini, Lamborg. So yeah, one of the Illuminati bloodlines, Borgia, that's their coat of arms, the Red Bull. See, this is deep metaphysical level, using sacred geometry and symbolism to tie in these world powers and the secret knowledge of the world, but it's hidden in plain sight. Let's look up the etymology of the word Borg. So yeah, Borg could mean borrow, to lend, pledge, when it's spelled Berg, B-U-R-G. Seen a lot of those examples in some of my last or previous videos. Borg, pledge, security, bail, debt. Borgia, this is the house of Borgia we're talking about. Borrow, take up money. To become bail for, guarantee. Middle Dutch, to protect. Guarantee, Old High German, to beware of. To borrow, to lend. Pi root, Berg, B-H-E-R-G-H, to hide, protect. See, all these Saturnian, Roman Empire, Illuminati bloodlines, hidden hand, they all have deep meaning within their names. We'll get into more. Here goes another Illuminati bloodline, Chigi. I wanted to show you their coat of arms. You know, one of the black nobility families that do exist. They still do today. Their coat of arms is clearly the magnetic mountain or pole and the pole star. And you know what that is also? This is Emerald City. This look familiar? And in the center, it's the heartbeat and what controls the waves, making them breathe in and out. When you're I've only been to a few oceans. The waves are coming in and going out, breathing in and out. That's a pulse, friends. How are you spinning 1,000 at the equator, but either way, any given, say New York, 900, you're spinning in one direction, but yet those waves are breathing in and out. How does that happen in space? That's what a pulse does, in and out. See, all these words and concepts, they have important meanings, and they're all tied into the secret of the world, the North Pole.